As someone who played Battle Brothers a lot, I am used to hardship when trying out a new game. Despite that, I was not prepared for this. It's both pretty hard, but there's also slightly too much going on entering the game. Of course, the last one can be remedied by just playing it a few times. Anyway, you start with 4 guys and walk from tile to tile, each step representing a few hours of a day. In the bottom is your action menu. Left side is actions for the tile, like exploring, gathering and looting, and the right side are the actions of your character. If you, for example, explore a building, you will see a progress bar on the top. This will be how many turns it will take, and you can simply press spacebar or press the end turn button to progress. And the first real hardship is the inventory space early on. This is based on certain factors like your character's combined strength, and you're literally always instantly encumbered, and this means you have to decide right away what you will keep and what you will throw away. If not, walking will tire you out fast, which means you need to rest more than you can walk. Of course, food and water can be used to fill up your characters completely, as they will need to eat and drink. Just go to your inventory by clicking on the button on the top right or pressing I. Select your character to the left, check the hunger and thirst bar, right click on the items you want to feed that character, and that's all. A well-fed and not thirsty character will also have a much higher morale. Exploring builders will also help you get new characters, which most likely want a weapon and gear. And on the bottom you can see the roles, guards and militia and all the defensive roles will help you make frontline units. They can wear shields and take a lot of punishment, while hunters and pathfinders will make excellent backline archers. And archers and crossbowmen come with an added bonus that they can shoot at enemies even before the battle starts, potentially disposing of the threat before it begins. After finishing a quest, it is wise to press M and open the map, and not blindly wander around. Yes, you will find items and you will find treasure, but you first need a place to settle down. Some buildings contain an adventure, and this could be loot, but also combat. The combat screen places enemies and friendlies in a special encounter map, and if you attacked, you probably have first strike. It is smart to tap through your units or select them by either clicking on their portrait or their character pawn, and first start with your archers. This is important as they cannot be counterattacked as backline units. Try to make some enemies low health and then go in with the melee. If melee finishes them off, they won't counter, else they will. But this also counts for enemies. If it is their turn and they attack you, you will automatically counter, if you are melee. You also have special, more powerful abilities, but these cost energy, so make sure you're well rested before going into battle. Also, tactical combat only exists when someone has a banner. Without, for example, the surgeon's banner, it will be auto combat. And also, don't press end turn too fast, as enemies may rush in without you having a chance to react, giving them the advantage. Following the quest and after slaying some more plagued enemies, you run into a fortified tower and rendezvous with more allied troops. A new playthrough isn't exactly the same as the other. The quest will be the same, but the map will be slightly different, which makes it fun, and also starting over a few times is not the worst thing if you lose some people early on. Don't lose people early on. This can become your main camp, and after chopping some wood, you will find a build option in the bottom menu, allowing you to build a ram to get into the tower. The tower can be upgraded when reinforced to be the center of the main camp, and this also has a water source nearby that can also be reinforced. With only a single woodcutter or just a single axe, getting wood is slow. You can send a large group, but only the people with relevant tools and skills will be useful. A woodcutter's camp is the first priority, but it may take time to get the items you need. With being constantly attacked, it is hard to progress. A workshop and then a cooking tent will provide with repairs and food, and you can always hide in the tower, which will take minor damage while being attacked. With volleys you can safely dispose of the enemy, and repairing the tower afterwards is free. Despite that, you may lose your weaker units like builders if you're not careful. While leaving a small detachment behind, mainly peasants and some strong guards, the rest moves north to find an escaped witch. Splitting up forces like that while fighting hordes of plague-ridden is no small feat, but slowly and surely both the camp is being reinforced and many good meals are cooked, as well as the houses are explored by the other group. The witch is found in the cathedral, and with her bags full of loot, you start the slow and tiresome journey back to the camp, which is high time as it is being attacked endlessly. The tower in the camp can hold tons of punishment, and as long as you're in there you're safe, but having buildings and palisades destroyed will be quite the chore later. After all the waves are defeated, expanding the camp with a warehouse is a good idea, since those attackers drop much loot. Despite that, following the witch questline, endless waves keep hammering the warehouse and there's barely time to repair and recover, even when an infirmary is built. I would have been maybe better off reinforcing the town, but after the bazillionth wave hits my army, the captain Conrad dies, which ends this story. This game is extremely brutal to a point of unfair, but mainly because I wasn't prepared for the amount of onslaught and never built guard towers. I do wonder if that would have mattered, since I was out of arrows, which proves to be much more sparingly with those until you really need them. In the next playthrough I did build the guard tower, but exactly the same happened actually. I run out of arrows. Regardless of all these problems, I spent all day playing it, starting over a few times. The game is captivating, frustrating, obliterating and annihilating, but despite all that, definitely worth your time. So play the demo for free to find out for yourself, or wait for the game to come out. The latter may not be the worst idea, as there were a few minor bugs, like don't open your inventory just before you go into combat and all the other monkey test things that usually break early access games. Also, I had some problems sometimes targeting in tactical combat. I do recommend it regardless because it looks clean, it feels passionate and unique, and it scratches an itch that both frustrates and captivates me, much like Battle Brothers. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Every week on Forgotten Games we check out a new indie arrival that may just be the next best thing. So stay tuned, like and subscribe.